Hi, this is Terri Robinson with Remax Distinctive, and today I'm going to be talking to a first-time home buyer, and it's my pleasure to talk to her because it's my daughter. So come on back. So, Nicole, thanks so much, first of all, for joining me. And no, I'm not going to continue to be formal because you are my daughter, but you also are a first time home buyer. So I figured why not bring you in and let's talk about what your concerns are regarding being a first time home buyer. So if you had one big question, what would that be?
It would probably be, what is the timeline of buying a house, from start to finish? Because when you're a first time home buyer, you typically are looking on Zillow and you're looking on Redfin and you're going to open houses, but nobody really tells you where do you start to buy a house and what's that whole process.
The really best place to start to buy a house, Nick, is looking and talking with a lender, because in order for you to buy a house, you really do need to know what you can afford. And so it's best to start speaking with a lender first, and then in terms of a timeline, the timeline really starts once you've gotten your pre-approval from a lender. Do you have any concerns about interest rates or anything, since, because I hear a lot about people are getting nervous?
Well, personally, I do not know anything about interest rates. In all honesty, I know I've hung out with you a lot when it comes to buying a home, but I've never heard anybody really talk about what the interest rates are, what are they related to, or that kind of thing.
The reason why I brought up the interest rates because they're going up. How does that affect you as a buyer? When interest rates go up, it does lower the amount of house that you can afford to buy. So when it comes to, that's why people are concerned about interest rates. But another question that you asked me earlier before we even got on camera was about closing costs. Could you repeat that question?
So I was concerned about closing costs mostly just because when you're looking for a house, when you're talking to a lender, most of us think about, okay, I'm going to save for a down payment for a house. Nobody really thinks about, do I have to save for closing costs? And that's something I've only recently learned is what you have to do. So
Right.
what is available to people who maybe can't save the extra money for closing costs, or what are their options?
So I'm glad you know that there are some options, because a lot of people don't even realize that there are options. They just think that all they have to do is just save, save, save. So, but your mom's a real estate agent, so that's why you know that. So that's good. Closing costs are typically about 3% of a sales price of a house. So let's just take an example. On a $200,000 house, Nick, it'll cost you about an additional $6,000. So like, where do you get this extra $6,000 from? Well, there are some programs out there, especially for first-time home buyers. So it's really key when you're talking to your lender or using a lender that they know and are aware of those types of programs to lead you there. And these programs, some of which are actual grants. So it's money, meaning money you don't have to pay back. So that's the kind of money you want.
Can you explain, one, the difference between a real estate agent and a lender, and how do you find a lender?
Okay. Well, a real estate agent, our main duty is to help you buy and sell property. And the lender is responsibilities to help you get the money in order to go ahead and buy that property, for example. A good place to get a lender from is from your real estate agent. You can ask your real estate agent for at least 2 or 3 lenders, because you want a lender that fits you. So not every lender is going to fit every person. So you want to shop around for that. Any of your friends who just recently bought a home, and if they liked their lender, ask them about them and who they used. But you're going to get your lenders from me, though. You know that, right?
What qualities do you think are best to look for in a lender?
One, lenders that actually listen and understand what your needs are. Lenders that are specifically local to your market, and not, okay, I'm going to say it, I'm not necessarily a fan of online lenders. So I'll leave it at that. But you want a local lender. Well, Nicole, thank you so much for joining me. I know we could talk about this for a while, and we only have a certain amount of time. But so I want to say thank you so much, sweetie. I really appreciate you joining me here.
Well, anything for my mom,
Thank you. I love that. All right. Talk to you later. Love you, sweetie.
Bye. Love
See
you
ya.
too.